Alright, brake set. Light controls free and correct. Oh. Mixture full rich. Throttle up to 2,000.
Had to find it again.
Alright, mag check.
Where are those at now? Right.
Just rotate to the left mag. Alright, now over to the right, back to both. Now back over to the right one. Back to both. Good. Good. Carb heat. Good. Suction. Down here, it's on the vacuum. Green.
Archer 2 Bravo, safe flight, contact departure.
Oil pressure, green. Temperature, green. Alright, throttle back to idle. Alright, run up's good. And we might as well just do the before takeoff checklist since the runway is just up there, so. Fuel to the fullest tank it is, but I'll go ahead and start the timer for the next time. Alright. Trim set, flaps down, mixture full rich.
Vision 1566,
Carpeet's off.
field ground runway.
Altimeter set.
Taxi via Alpha and
Both of them are set. Okay. Fine, transponders on. Go ahead and turn your fuel pump and landing light on.
Fuel pump is on.
No, it's not.
Oh, now it's on.
Landing light too. Alright, cool. Springfield ground, Cherokee 20 Lima Lima is at Yankee 1, request taxi for a west departure, and we have Victor.
Archer 20 Lima Lima, Springfield ground, departure frequency 126.15, squawk 0332.
126150332, 20 Lima Lima.
One 10625.
126.5, that's the departure frequency. So that's who we'll call over after we take off.
And November 0 Lima Lima, runway 31, taxi via Yankee 1.
31 via Yankee 1 for 20 Lima Lima. Alright. Springfield Tower, Cherokee 20 Lima Lima is holding short 31, ready for takeoff. Go ahead and get on the brakes.
Cherokee 20 Lima Lima, Springfield Tower, fly runway heading, runway 31, clear for takeoff.
Alright, go ahead. Fly runway heading, 31, clear for takeoff, 20 Lima Lima. Now close your window. Those lined up with center line here. Alright, make sure feet to the floor, just on the rudder pedals, and whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and push up full power, and we'll accelerate to 65. Alright, once we get to 65, go ahead and rotate. Here we go. Keep pulling. There you go. Good. Just get that nose slightly above the horizon. Then if you need to adjust your trim, you can, so you're not fighting that control pressure.
Whoa.
Small inputs, just small inputs. Once you get that nose slightly above the horizon, you just want to hold it. And if you need to adjust trim so you're not having to fight it, go ahead.
Trim forward. Oh.
Yeah, so the key when you're leveling off is just keeping those eyes outside, because you notice that nose can rise on the horizon really quickly if you're not watching it. So the key is just keep those eyes outside, watch the nose on the horizon, and then just feel the airplane as you pull power back, and then, you know, briefly glance down at your RPM, because what you see a lot of people do is they'll start to level off, they'll get the nose where they want it, and then they just start staring down here while they pull power, and during that time the nose is slowly getting up and up, and then they look over and they're like, well, what the hell, why am I 200 feet high? Whereas if you just keep your eyes outside, you can watch a lot more keenly. Plus, by doing that and just pulling power back, you develop more of a sense of how the airplane feels at different power settings, so you have more of a feel of the airplane than just like staring at an instrument and just like being a robot and pulling it back to where you want it. Alright, so anytime we do a maneuver, we always want to make sure we clear the area before we do it. So let's go ahead and make a left turn to the south, and then we'll make a right turn back to the west to clear it. And bring it back to the west. Alright, so for any maneuver, we always want to make sure we always set up for it correctly. So before we actually start flying it, we'll start making sure our setup's correct. So primer's in and locked, mixture's full rich. For this maneuver, the fuel pump goes on, so you're going to turn the fuel pump on. And so to begin the setting up for it, the first thing we're going to do is power comes back to 1500. And as soon as you get power back to 1500, go ahead and turn your carb heat on. Okay. Now we're in the white arc here, alright, so go ahead and add 10 degrees of flaps. But keep pulling that nose up to keep altitude. Alright, now another 10 degrees of flaps. Keep going with it. Keep going, last one. Alright, now what we want to do now is slow down to about 55, then we're going to start adding power in, alright? So once we get to 55 on the airspeed,
Bravo, contact Perry,
a little bit more pitch up, a little bit more pitch up. Okay, now start adding that power back up to about 2300 to maintain altitude.
125.8.
Going with it, and then as you add power, remember you're going to need more right rudder because the torque from the propeller is going to want to pull you left. So as you add power, keep adding rudder. We're a little fast here, so just pitch that nose up a little bit and help us get back down to about 55.
So that 2,000 climbing 4,000.
Good, because the goal here is to slow to 55 and then hold it, and then maintain altitude the entire time. So we control our airspeed with pitch and our altitude with power. So right now we're a tad low from our original 4,500, so go ahead and just give it a couple more, increase the RPMs to about 2,400. And we'll start a slow climb, and we'll get back up to 4,500. But I don't want you to change your pitch, because I want to stay at the airspeed we're at. So it's going to be a slow climb. It's not going to happen super fast. There you go. Good job on the right rudder. Probably kick in a little bit more right rudder if you wanted to.
Gabriel 2905 Foxtrot, cleared to Carbondale Airport. We had direct Tango Yankee Romeo Sierra Hotel.
Good.
Lambert, direct, maintain 4,000.
Alright. Okay, now you're back at 45, so yep, now you can just bring the power back down a little bit more to just hold it. Good.
4,000 to Carbondale via Perth, and then Lambert, and then back to Carbondale. 2955.
Hey, we're still climbing, so just keep that power coming back, because we want to stop that climb. Good. Alright, let's make a right turn to the north, and remember, let's keep it gentle banks for slow flight. No more than about 15 degrees.
Where do I see the degrees? Oh.
Same as the other one, except it's just digital. Alright, now roll it out. Good. Okay, now we're a little high, so go ahead and pull power back down, and we'll try and get back down to 4,500. And now as you approach 4,500, just slowly increase the power back up to hold. Go. Alright, let's make a left turn to the west. Oh, get that right rudder in there. There you go, and just hold that pressure. Now to recover out of slow flight, go ahead and pitch the nose down and give it full power. All the way in. Now drop 10 degrees of flaps, so we'll go from 30 to 20. Good. Let that nose come down some and build some airspeed. Now drop in the next 10. Build a little bit more airspeed. And last 10. Good, take your carb heat out. And then bring the power back to normal cruise and we'll level off at normal airspeed. Alright, so now I'm going to show you a power on stall. I'll take the flight controls. I have the flight controls. So for power on stall, we're simulating the takeoff stall. So we're simulating you over rotate or try and over climb out of the takeoff. And so it's going to be done with no flaps, obviously, because we don't take off with flaps. So what we're doing is primer's in and locked, mixture's full rich, fuel pump comes on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to slow down to our rotation speed because we're simulating the takeoff. So what's our rotation speed in this airplane?
65.
Okay, good. So we're going to pull power back, carb heat comes on, flap stays 0. So we're going to start slowing ourselves down to 65, and then I'm going to give it full power to simulate like a takeoff. And then I'm going to start pulling back as soon as I get to 65. Now, just like takeoff, there's going to be a lot of right rudder needed here. So power comes in, and I'm immediately adding right rudder as I pull up. And I keep pulling until I bring it to a full stall, and you're going to hear the horn go off. Get louder, louder, louder. Just keep pulling back, 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 back. There's the stall. And now to recover from the stall, I just keep my power in. I pitch the nose down slightly to build some airspeed and to break the stall horn. And then I immediately start climbing out because remember, I'm simulating, I'm doing this right over the runway. So as soon as you get enough airspeed to safely climb away, pitch up and climb away. And then as I climb away, carb heat comes off, and then I just return to my original altitude. Ready back to the west here.
It didn't drop as fast as I thought it would.
What?
Didn't drop as fast.
You'll see on the power off stall when we do the landing stall, it's going to drop a lot faster. Alright, you have the flight controls? Alright, so first thing, mixture's full rich, fuel pump's on.
Through 1,000.
Primer's in and locked. Alright, so throttle back to 1500.
Field departure.
Carb heat comes on.
Contact climb maintain 10.
Now just start pulling that nose up, just start slowing ourselves down to 65. Don't do it super fast, just kind of slowly pull the nose back. Alright, there's 65, so full power. Right rudder. Yep, and then keep pulling up, keep that right rudder in there, keep pulling up, there's the horn, and just keep pulling, keep that right rudder, keep that right rudder, that's what's going to keep us going straight. Right rudder, Keep pulling back, keep pulling back, keep pulling back. More.
Verify you're passing through 3,000 right now.
Roger that, 3,000, zero to Papa.
There it is.
Roger, thank you.
So you feel that buffet, that shake, that's the stall, so now it's where you want to pitch forward. Build a little bit of airspeed, break that horn. Alright, now start about 60 knots, you can go ahead and start your climb out. Good. We'll just climb up to 5,000. So you notice when you added power in how it pulled you over to the left?
Yeah.
So what you don't want to do is you don't want to add power and then pull left and then kick it back over right. So when you know you're about to add power, start slowly adding right rudder as you're adding power so it's not getting pulled one way and then back to the other. So that way you stay going straight the entire time. Alright, we'll go ahead and level off here at 5,000.
Papa contact.
Alright, we'll do that one again. So make sure Rich, fuel pump on.
27.
Power back.
Zero to Papa, have a great day.
Good day.
And then you don't need to yank the nose up to slow down, just kind of progressively, slowly, and you're really not even pulling it back, you're just holding the nose up, and that'll, with the power back, that'll slow us down to 65.
November 980 Charlie, contact St. Louis approach 119.15.
Okay, now power comes in, now start adding right rudder now.
Zero Charlie, good day.
And just pull straight back, don't use aileron, just pull straight back. Right rudder, right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Pull, 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 pull. There it is. Now just pitch down to break the horn. And start a climb out once you build a little bit of airspeed. And you can go ahead and level off here. The big thing is when you pull back, just you're keeping your nose straight with rudder, and then you just want to be watching your turn coordinator to make sure your wings are staying level, because you don't want to be turning during it. So rudder is what's going to keep our nose straight, and then aileron what keeps our wings level. So if you look over here, because this is what's going to tell you whether or not you're coordinated, so that's how you know how much rudder you need, or have, and then this is what tells you whether or not your wings are dipped, or whether or not your wings are leaning to one side. You want to be wings level the entire stall. So you want to start wings level and then end at wings level. And for the most part you did there, but you go and pull power back and let's descend back down to 5,000 and let's make a left turn back to the south. Alright, let's do slow flight again. So primers in and log, mixture's full rich, fuel pumps on, carb heat's going to come out in a second. So go ahead and pull power back to 17. Alright, now carb heat comes on. Alright, you're in the white arc, so 10 degrees of flaps come in. 10 degrees at a time. So 1, now add another. 2 and another. Alright, now once we get to 55, start adding power. Remember, add right rudder as you add power. We're going to try and maintain 5,000 feet at 55 knots. Alright, let's make a left turn to the north. Nice and gentle. You really don't need much aileron here, so just what you can do is just release the right rudder a little bit, and those left turning tendencies will basically pull you through this turn in slow flight.
Okay.
Gain a little bit of altitude, so just reduce your power a little bit. Good. Keep kicking right rudders, because as you got power, you're going to need more right rudders. See how your nose is over here, but we need to be on north? That's a rudder thing, so kick rudder hard, because right now you're not coordinated. See, that ball's telling you still need more right rudder. You also got your turn coordinator up here, right there. So if you wanted to just like focus all your attention up there, then that's where your ball is there. There you go. Good. Now we're coordinated. Keeping that ball in the center, 55. Keeping our altitude. That's good. All right, losing a little bit of altitude. So what are you gonna do? There you go. All right, go ahead and recover. So full power, pitch down. RP comes out.
Mac Red.
And then start bringing in flaps 10 degrees at a time.
060 vector to R9 runway 31 front approach course, maintain VFR.
57 right, 060, we'll go VFR.
Good. Power back to normal cruise. Perfect. All right, let's make a left turn out to the west. We'll do another power on stall. All right, so fuel pump's on. Mixture's full rich. And actually, while the fuel pump's on, go ahead and switch over to the left tank. Okay, so power back to 1500. And then just hold the nose up to slow ourselves down to 65. Now 65, full power, get that right rudder in there and just keep those ailerons neutral. Just keep pulling back, keep pulling back, keep that coming back, keep it coming back. Pulling, keep pulling. Alright, go ahead and pitch it down. We'll try that again. Bring it back over to the west here and we'll try that one again. Go ahead and pull power back again. So just keep your eye, you're looking inside too much here during the stall. You want to keep your eyes outside because that's going to tell you whether or not you're drifting off to the left or right. So
I felt like I had a lot of right rudder. And
you want to balance it with aileron, that's the thing. So go ahead and pull the power back. Get us to 65.
Rudder first.
Not rudder first, rudder simultaneous.
Okay.
As you add power, continue with the right rudder. Keep pulling up. Good. And then just use aileron to keep those wings level. Good. See, now it's going over to the left a little bit, so give it a little right aileron. There you go. See how that works? There, just keep pulling up. Keep pull. There it is.
7 turn left heading 040.
Pitch down, break the horn. I'm out. And we'll level off here at 5,000.
Is VFR descent to 2,500.
Mac Red 57, roger.
And it's going to take a lot of nose up to get it to stall. I mean, these airplanes, these GA airplanes are not built to, like, they want to, like, you can push them quite a bit without them stalling, which is a good thing, but it's going to actually do the maneuver, it's going to take quite a bit of back pressure. So go ahead and make a right turn to the north here real quick. But that was much better. Because the goal is on the stall, not just to stall the airplane and recover correctly, but to stay on the same heading and recover on the same heading the entire time. So, if I do one here real quick, I'll take the flight controls. Or slow myself down. Alright, so I'll start slowing myself down to 65. Right rudder. I'm keeping my eyes outside. And I just keep pull. Keeping that right rudder in. Because the slower I get, the more right rudder I'm going to need. Slightly pitch down. Every time it goes off, I just slightly pitch it down to break it, and I start climbing again. Because even though, once we get power to full, that's the maximum amount of power we're going to have, but the slower the airplane is, the more that torque affects the airplane. So as you continue to pitch up and get slower, you got to add more and more right rudder. Alright, you have the flight controls. Let's go ahead and make a right turn to the east, and we'll head back in and see what the winds are doing for a landing or two.
Simultaneous visual approaches to 4 and 3-1 in use. Flies on this contact, you have Whiskey. Springfield Tower, information Whiskey 1552 Zulu, wind 310 at 15, gust 26, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000, temperature 21, dew point 4, altimeter 3016, marks peak wind 310 at 29 at 1532 Zulu. Simultaneous visual approaches to 4 and 3-1 in use. Flies on this contact, you have Whiskey.
Springfield approach, Cherokee 20 Lima Lima is 14 miles to the west, inbound for the option with Whiskey.
Cherokee 20 Lima, Springfield approach into left, down runway 31.
Left downwind for 31, 20 Lima Lima. Steve, did I share that Google Doc with you with the procedures for the all the different maneuvers?
No.
Okay. I'll make sure to do that. What's your email?
Cherokee 0 Lima Lima, contact tower.
Over the tower, 20 Lima Lima. Springfield Tower, Cherokee 20 Lima Lima is inbound for left downwind on 31.
Cherokee 20 Lima Lima, Springfield Tower, continue for the left downwind for 31, F-15 in the pattern.
I should be looking out for that F-15 traffic.
I'll call them out as you get closer.
Eve Cook 72 at Gmail.
What is it?
Eve Cook 72 at Gmail.
What it is, it's a Google Doc that's got all the procedure, like the different maneuvers that we'll be doing, like slow flight, stalls, steep turns and stuff. And then it's got like an explanation on how to, like what the power and RPM settings are for each maneuver and flap settings and stuff. And then it also explains kind of how to perform each maneuver, so that as I teach each, as we go on in lessons and I add maneuvers to your kind of repertoire of what you know and stuff, that's what you can like go home and study and review for. Alright, so as we come in here, we're pointed to enter a 45-degree entry for a left downwind. We're at 3,500 right now, and pattern altitude's about 1,600. We're about 6 miles out. So right here we go, let's go ahead and pull power, and go ahead and turn carb heat on. We already have our landing light and fuel pump on, mixture's already full rich, so all of our pre-landing stuff is complete. And we'll just go ahead and start a nice slow descent down to 1,600. There's the F-15 over the runway.
557, request right close.
Okay, 57, right close, traffic approved.
Alright, you go make your right turn onto the downwind now. You're descending down to 100. Alright, go ahead and start adding power back in here to level off.
Cherokee 0 Lima Lima, F-15 is a right base, correction, right midfield downwind.
Traffic inside 20 Lima Lima.
Archer 0 Lima Lima, roger, number 2, follow the traffic, runway 31, clear for the option, caution wake turbulence.
Number 2 to follow 20 Lima Lima. Alright, you can go ahead and turn left. The base. You're just basically turning to be perpendicular to the runway. So if the runway is 3-1, you want to put that off your left wing. Now watch you let your nose get high like that, because you're gonna get way slow doing that. If you need to adjust your trim so that it's holding, seems like it's wanting to go up here, so you might want to give it some nose down to hold it down. Alright, you go ahead and reduce power back down to about 1700. RB comes on. Already on, go ahead and add 10 degrees of flaps. and whenever you feel like you're ready, you can start turning base to final, but watch that nose attitude. You got to keep that nose down. See how slow we are? We want to be about 90 knots right here, so we're way too slow. So you're managing airspeed with pitch, power with altitude. Good. All right, now go ahead and put your next 10 degrees of flaps in, and make sure you hold that nose down when you do it. Good. All right, so those lights up ahead, we want them to be red over.
Cherokee on a mile final.
57 Wilco, negative traffic search.
Red over white?
Yep, that's what we want. Now you're just managing power to stay on that.
Springfield Tower, Skyhawk 64448, holding short runway 31, ready for takeoff.
Pushing all my forward.
Springfield Tower, hold short runway 31,
Like
landing department.
shoving forward.
Hold short 31, Skyhawk 448.
All right, you can go ahead and reduce power a little bit. Gonna get gusty right about here, so just...
57 is right base, gear down.
Accurate 57, roger, and that Cherokee is now short final.
57 traffic in sight.
Easy on the control. Here, I'll take it. I didn't think you'd be able to do it, yeah. But... pretty high winds for your, when you haven't really done any practice landings.
That was pretty squirrely.
Yeah, they can get like that. Takes a little bit of experience to get comfortable with it. Tower 20 Lima Lima is off on Charlie, back to the Charlie ramp.
30 Lima Lima, roger, left to Charlie ramp, main frequency.
Left to Charlie ramp with you, 20 Lima